Rants at the Movies, a podcast where we rant about films you may have seen at house parties. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and she's not the vindicator or the victimizer or the vaporizer or the vibrator. She's my co-host and master of none, Ciara.
No, I'm the violator.
You are the violator.
He's not supposed to be called the vibrator. It's like the vacillator.
There's 5 demon brothers that begin with V, and none of them are vibrator.
And neither of us are Hugo Weaving.
No, neither of us are Hugo Weaving, and neither is John Leguizamo, but he's still fucking brilliant
but
at this.
I think Hugo Weaving would be the only one able to pull off that monologue. And make it not sound like you've got half a gallon of spit in your mouth by the end of it.
But not the comic book film we are doing today.
No,
we are doing one of the earliest and best. It's Spawn.
It's Spawn. It's not amazing looking, but
it does
really tries hard, and bits of it look fantastic, and other bits just look kind of crappy. But that's also because it was like 1996.
The CGI is probably about the film's biggest. Well, CGI and lack of tone.
Everybody's in a different movie.
Yes, everybody is starring in a different movie.
Everybody's starring in a different movie. It's fantastic.
Still fun though.
It is.
Like, I still have a great fondness for this. Like, I mean, there's plenty of films that don't age well.
Kind of like, it's not quite as high up in the love scale for me as like Doom, which is equally kind of terrible but hilarious.
Doom holds up better, but there was a huge jump in
technical knowledge and things like that.
Well, just technical capability between the late 90s and the early 2000s.
Even the suit in this, like the top half of his suit is fantastic looking. The way that the cowl, now he does suffer from Batman cowl.
But there are bits in it that look great. But
the pants kind of let it down, so there's like little touches like that where it just needs to be polished up that little bit more, and you can see that then, like, it's kind of a bit of a Preacher and the Boys for me. I'm glad they did Preacher first because they learned from the Boys.
Yeah.
Like, they did this, and then you get Blade the next year, and the things I have problems with in this, they kind of fix in Blade. Even though they're not related, but even just that year.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Yeah, they were like, would have been able to like fix things that they might have been doing the same way as Spawn and change
and
it for
tried
Blade,
a new thing because they knew it wasn't working. Like the neck cowl has always been an issue.
Yeah, see, I'm quite fond of Spawn, and I kind of wish that. And I used to watch the Spawn cartoon sporadically when I could get my hands on it, or it was on TV in the 90s. And I just kind of wish that we got. Well, I'm looking forward to the new Spawn. Yeah. I think they'll do it right this time around, because a lot has passed in superhero movies since 1997.
Spawn to me is the cape with the massive pointy collar. And you don't get enough of that. And he kind of like, it's hard to make a burn victim look realistic because it doesn't. Yeah. So having somebody like, and he's in, poor Michael J. White was in like really heavy prosthetics for the majority of this. It's the same with John Leguizamo. Yeah. But John Leguizamo does a better job of acting through the prosthetics.
Oh yeah, like
in this, it really does look like it's a little bit Toxic Avenger, and I love the Toxic Avenger, but they lent into the fact that it was kind of janky.
I think they did, but there's also
where in this they were trying to make it look slick and cool.
Yeah, but in terms of acting through the prosthetics, John Leguizamo had a lot more fun and a lot more to do. Spawn's dialogue is.
Yeah. There's a couple of bits where he like loosens up and it starts to get fun, and it's like somebody enjoying their powers for the first time. Like you get it in like the Spider-Mans when they have that brilliant, they all have had that montage of running around and trying shit out. His is more anger based, but you can still do like an angry version of that, learning to control the powers.
Yeah, you can see early tropes, not tropes, but kind of tropes of the superhero genre in Spawn. Like, you really can. But before we go further, shall we go for our usual summary?
Yes.
When a top US government assassin decides to grow a conscience and quit, he's swiftly murdered by his boss and sent to hell. There he makes a deal with the devil and becomes Hellspawn, a general in Hell's army, in order to see his wife one last time. But when he wakes 5 years later, Spawn finds that he can never return to his old life, so must decide on how to live his new one.
Yeah, that's because Wanda done fucked off.
Wanda fucked off quick.
Yeah, we were having a whole discussion after watching this about how old the kid is.
First it was whose kid is it? And then we watched the film the second time. I was like, right, it's definitely Terry and Wanda's kid.
But like, so how old is Terry the kid?
Yeah, but how quick did Terry move?
You know, there's a birthday party there. I wasn't really focused on the birthday party because I've extreme coulrophobia, and as much as John Leguizamo did not scare me in the rest of this film, him in the actual clown outfit. It's an evil clown doing evil things around children. Because his it's like full daylight.
His normal face paint isn't very clown-like.
No.
He's just a small round person
with a blue star on his face.
Yeah, but
and way too many teeth.
No, I love. I absolutely
do like
love
that.
Clown / Violator is the best thing about this film.
Oh,
worth watching alone.
I want
John
more of him
Leguizamo
in
just had so much fun.
The cheerleader outfit.
Oh, that cracked me up every time. Spot. He said,
S-P-A.
Oh, he's just...
He had so much fun on this set, and he's been quoted an awful lot in interviews saying that it was his favourite villain role.
Like Billy Zane a few weeks ago in Demon Knight.
Just went full ham, Masters of the Universe, fucking chewing the scenery.
Oh, he's just great.
And he was saying as well, he had a lot of praise for both the director and Todd McFarlane, who gave him full reign to kind of push it in the character and just be ad-libby and stupid and try and be as vile as possible, because even though he is extremely crass, I don't find him off-putting.
No, and he's creepy, but because he's never serious, it's not... Like,
he doesn't give me the ick, like, say, the way the fucking Immortan Joe does. Like, he doesn't give me that, like, you don't feel repulsed by his very presence.
No,
and it's really hard to pull that off, and he does it really well. Like, there's ladies hanging off him, and you're like, yeah, I don't blame him.
After we watched this, it made me want to watch the Spawn cartoon, so we started to watch it last night, and he's
far more repulsive in the cartoon. I think it's because the blood is hanging out.
He is more repulsive, but he's nowhere near as good.
No,
like, he's really not. Like, the cartoon is better than the movie, but Violator is not.
No,
John Leguizamo just brings something to it. Like,
it's worth watching it for him. He's in the majority of it. It's also worth watching for Michael Sheen being in an entirely different film altogether.
Everybody is in a different film.
Michael Sheen, and it's really weird, and I had a moment when it started and Michael Sheen leans forward into the light and I went, Charlie?
Yeah.
It's one of the, like, they do resemble each other, but that in particular.
But yeah, Sheen as Wynn is in some sort of, like, espionage, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy type film.
Yeah.
John Leguizamo
and somebody got him with the Just for Men as well, on the beard and stuff. And his little fat fingers with his pinky ring. Because for some reason he's just got sausage hands.
Yeah, Michael Jai White is in like a revenge thriller.
Yeah, he's in Man on Fire.
Your man who plays Cagliostro is in like...
Oh, he is totally Sean
Merlin
Connery.
Or Sean Connery in Highlander. Yeah, he's playing it like high fantasy mentor.
Also slightly stage theatre because of the way he puts stress on certain words in it.
Mm.
It's very bizarre.
But it's still fun. Like, despite the bad, and I will say there's a lot of bad, it's still fun. I was happy to watch it both times.
And they have like an evil henchwoman and
priest.
Yeah. And I don't even know why she's in it.
There's a character in the comics called Chapel who's the one who
actually kills
him, but they didn't have the rights for complicated reasons.
Yeah.
So they just created a character and called her priest.
But she doesn't even really need to be there. She's not exactly effective, and she's supposed to be like an assassin of like the same level as him, and they do. Now she looks great. They've got that whole like 90s dark vampy, like
the suits they put her in.
Silver. Some of the outfits they've put her in though.
Particularly when it's her and Wynn when they go to
the silver fire retardant.
Yeah, when they go to kill Simmons.
There's no way they got out of that building in time.
No, not a chance. But unless those suits gave them magical powers, because they were ridiculous looking suits.
They were ridiculous. Not as crazy as what she's wearing at the party, where she's got like some backpack thing on.
She's got a weird backpack thing and her
does nothing.
Giant guns.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very 90s.
Yeah. Also, I do enjoy in that party that nobody flees.
Nobody does flee until like.
Even with gunfire, nobody flees.
Well, no, they start to flee a little bit when there's gunfire. But
fleeing.
When the like obvious hellspawn monster arrives, they're not all that bothered. They just kind of stand around and look for most of it, and then she shows up and starts shooting everybody
wildly.
Yeah, like we kind of give out a fair bit about like things that went dark and gritty in the 2000s. But this is the epitome of like 90s extreme.
Yeah,
in some ways.
Like, because it's the exaggerated sound effects, like when he's climbing up the building and you get all the sucker noises.
Yeah.
The noise of thingies, Cogliano.
Cagliostro.
That guy, who was actually a real person.
He was like, what was he, a 17th century occultist and Freemason?
Yeah, and he was tried by the Vatican.
Yeah,
and he was banned from France.
Well, no, was he not held in the Bastille?
Yeah, but then he was thrown out of France.
Yeah, he seems like he lived an interesting life.
Yeah, and I
don't know that he was an assassin for the Kingdom of Saxony who lived for 500 years, but he definitely lived an interesting life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I quite like your man who plays him. Like he
founded a cult Freemasonry.
Not the actor.
No,
the actual real life.
I know the charlatan who would eventually be imprisoned in the Bastille and banished from France, then tried in Rome for heresy, magic, conjury and Freemasonry, and died in solitary confinement in the castle of San Leo in 1795.
Sounds like a fun guy.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun guy.
Oh, Houdini would have loved him. He'd have punched him in the face.
Definitely more fun than the kind of just... I don't like Cagliostro on this. I do and I don't. I like the actor, but like... the way the character is
yeah.
just like...
When he's just shouting at him, come on, concentrate on healing. Fuck, what do you think I'm doing?
He said like 3 sentences to him. And
then it's like, the final test. It's like, you've done
But
nothing.
yeah, when he pulls him off after him and Violator have the big fight.
Yeah.
And he pulls him off the spike.
Zach's
he's like, you've still learned nothing. And it's like, well, nobody's trying to teach him anything. And yeah, then he's like the final choice. And it's like, well, you haven't been much help to him, dude.
Yeah. And then you're like, I'm old and I'm sick of this shit. And we're like, dude, you're dead.
That was the other thing. At the very end, when they're talking about, like, he's like, oh, you were watching me the whole time. You were going to choose me or whatever. He's like, yes, I'm old and tired of this fight. It's like, well, you're immortal.
Yeah.
You're just bored and or sick of it. Like, you're not old and dying and need to pass on the mantle. You're just shirking your duties, dude.
Yeah, because you've decided to, like, turn against Bulgaria.
Well, I think the implication is that he turned against him a long time ago.
Yeah, and he's just been fighting against him ever since. And it's like, every time there's a spawn, they have to make the choice.
Yeah, they don't go into it. Like the comics, it's a lot more complicated than that. And
because,
there's, like,
honestly, Bulgaria comes out looking kind of, like, weak and a bit useless. It's like, you are not threatening in any way, dude.
You're
like, here's the deal. Oh, well, if you only lead my army, I'm just going to hunt you down. Dude,
I'm going to kill you. And
he's right there. Just squish him.
Yeah. I could do without the hell stuff. I feel like if they made it now, they wouldn't include it in that way.
When all the platforms rise up with all the spawns on them, I do enjoy that.
No, that's like, I think that's some of the worst looking stuff in the film. And it's
but
also...
when they all get electrocuted and he's just, Michael J. White's just standing there kind of like looking around aimlessly while all this electricity shoots off him.
That's kind hilarious. Of why I hate all there's a lot of dodgy hell stuff. And that final fight with Violator is just a mess.
The Violator, the fight on the roof of the church looks good.
That looks great.
And they used some puppets as well in it. But I think in Hell...
And they used the puppet in Hell as well. It's just so much...
It just doesn't look as good.
It doesn't look at all good.
No. Although the best bit has to be when the cloak disguises him against the building.
Yeah, there are parts of the CG that look good, but I think it's just they tried to use too much. And when I was reading in the trivia, they did spend like nearly a third of their 40 million budget on effects.
Yeah,
but there are a lot of 90s films that did this, but this is one that's particularly egregious. When you see that final fight scene, it's just a mess. You can't even tell what's going on for a lot of it.
Yeah, there's just and everyone looks confused.
But back to Malbolge, he
looks great. He looks like one of those Mexican crested dogs.
And I like the fact that they don't have his mouth move. He just kind of talks.
It's Frank Welker and he's doing his Cave of Wonders voice.
I think it might have been more effective if the mouth had stayed closed rather than a big gaping kind of if they just kept the mouth closed and had the voice. But yeah, he's like, right, so I want you to become a general in my army.
Here's the deal, I'll give you Wanda.
Yeah, but to lead the armies out of hell, for some reason, he needs to kill his old boss, who is responsible for making a virus that will wipe out a whole lot of the world. And that will be the key to...
unlocking the gates of hell.
Yeah, but some Violator has a deal with both Wynn and Simmons.
Yeah, Violator's like doing a long con.
It's all unnecessarily complicated.
Yeah, but they describe Wynn as being like one of the pawns of hell who's helping like prepare the world for the arrival of the demon armies.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like an unwitting thing. He's so power hungry, he doesn't see he's being manipulated.
Yeah.
But like they just, when it gets to the...
putting the pacemaker on his heart to control the virus.
It's like the Underpants Gnomes.
Oh, step 2?
It's step 1, have Spawn assassinate Wynn and release virus. Step 2, Step 3, war on heaven.
Yeah.
Like,
why do you have to go through Earth anyway? Why can't you just lead the armies of hell straight to heaven's door?
Yeah, why, like, and they mentioned that, it's a battle for souls, but is it?
I don't know. I just like the balls on the guys in the graveyard who think they can command the forces of hell.
The Satanists.
I command you to appear. Yeah, dude, pronounce their names right. For one thing.
Well, do you politely request demons to appear?
Sure shit, don't command them.
Yeah, but I don't know, how do you politely ask a demon to appear? Please, sir.
I don't know, there's a ritual. I have the Lesser Seal of Solomon in there. There's
to whom it may concern.
Yeah, essentially. Would you like a marmalade sandwich?
That's all. There is a couple of bits of 90s dialogue.
Yeah, calling somebody a fudge packer.
Yeah, well, Spawn refers to Violator as a fudge packing midget.
Yeah.
Which isn't great, but then Violator refers to the Satanists as Orsler.
Oh,
which, yeah. Other than that, it's mostly just bad dialogue as opposed to offensive dialogue.
I do love when he's turning around, like John Leguizamo was very aware of when he was acting with the little girl.
Yeah.
Because when he turns around to her and goes, well, duh, it cracks me up, and you just know it was like he didn't want to scare her.
Yeah.
But he still was being rude to her, but even as a demon, he couldn't be.
Yeah.
He's not trying to scare the little girl.
Yeah.
It's kind of sweet. In a weird, fucked up way. I just caught on because when he meets him earlier and he's like, "Oh, hi, little girl," and I
was going to say earlier on, it's sinister from the parents' point of view, but not from the little kid's point of view.
No, and because she takes the clown doll and she keeps it with her.
Yeah, she has the clown doll for the whole way through the film. It's a bit weird.
Why would you let her keep that?
It's creepy looking doll, from the weird clown. And if I was Wanda, I'd be
haven't we learned by now clowns kill?
But who hired him? Wanda
who
or Terry?
Who hired the Gacy-looking clown?
Yeah, they were like, this would be a great clown for my girl's birthday
there
party.
With the Rolly cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Got more tricks than your local hooker.
Yeah. And it's nobody really pays attention to children's entertainment, do they?
And he actually seems to pay more attention to their child than they do.
Yeah.
Because he's hey, little girl, where are you running off to?
Yeah.
He notices that she's running off.
Yeah.
Wanda doesn't until she comes outside and sees her with, Krispy Kreme doll.
Yeah.
And screams. And
then puts the jug down and then lifts the child, doesn't remove her from the area.
Yeah, and then later on...
And then puts her back down again in front of the creepy clown and the guy.
Admonishes the child later on for running off by saying, I thought I told you not to leave my sight. If she left your sight, you should have known immediately, woman.
Can we just talk about the animal abuse?
Spaz.
Well, number one, the name, but number two, they leave him.
Well, he's named after one of the crew, apparently.
Yeah, but they keep leaving him places. Outside. He's a small dog, and I'm going to assume there's coyotes, because there's coyotes all over the place in the States.
At the start of the film, when we see Terry
he just locks him out.
And Al go off to work, and Wanda's already left for work, and they don't have any kids in the house at that point. Spaz is outside, and it's like, see you later, Spaz.
Yeah.
Don't leave your dog outside.
Then they leave him at the university or whatever, and they're like, he can find his way home. He knows his way home better than the rest of us. Guys, no, stop.
They just stop leaving him behind. And then he doesn't really fare too well for the rest. He survives, but he doesn't fare too well for the rest of the film.
Nobody seems to notice.
Al expresses some concern.
Yeah. But he's like, oh yeah, you can come with me, but it's your funeral.
Yeah, well, no, but then later on, when he's with...
Oh yeah, he's gives him the collar and he's go find him and
dog.
bring him back here or whatever. And he's like, I followed you. Also, the end of that, when they're all like, nobody's called the police. They're cuddling on the sofa, and the guy who's just held them by gunpoint is cowering in the corner.
Threatening to kill the whole world. Yeah, it's just sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, let's just sit here chilling with the villain and not worry about it too much.
And cuddle up on the sofa. Then we'll call the police. And he just emailed all this stuff to the news.
Well, I assume that's where the police come from.
Yeah, but would you not be this man who's the head of this multinational corporation has literally just held me at gunpoint in my home?
There's a lot that just kind of happens unsaid in this film. And that's one of them. At the end, I was like, yeah, how come all the news crew and cops showed up straight away? Nobody called the police, and when Wynn went there to shoot them, it's not like he would have told anybody.
Yeah.
Unless he had left that call connected to the news lady and she saw what was happening before the computer was shot.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't know, I'm not...
The files are in the computer.
Of the problems I have with this film, that's probably one of the lesser ones, is how did the police show up?
Yeah. Also, blowing up the whole plane and stuff at the very start was so funny. I liked his little goggle things.
Again, it's one of those real like 90s. Look at our fancy tech. That has aged so badly. It's like technology you couldn't be doing that.
Oh, the size of the yolk they put in his heart. That like makes the arc reactor look fucking tiny.
That's like
that's a hockey puck.
That is a hockey puck that they
the big thing that they have to do like the surgery on without cracking his ribs or putting him under.
And the doctor's like, I'm going to make a small incision in your chest. You are not making a small incision to fit that massive thing.
No, have you ever seen the stuff they use for open heart surgery? It's fucking like power machinery.
While we're on the subject of his supposed deterrent.
Why would you tell your doctors? Why would you activate it before the surgery's not finished?
So, well, all of that aside, if you have a secret plan to destroy the world.
Yeah.
And you put in a failsafe so nobody can kill you, which is that if somebody kills you,
the
secret bombs go off. People need to know about the bombs for it to be an
you're not Farnsworth.
An effective failsafe. Well, he's not smart at all. Because that's not...
like Farnsworth, I suppose I could, part with one and still be fused.
Yeah. But he says, he's like, that's a good idea. And then when he has it in, he's like, nobody will dare kill me now. It's like, nobody who knows that
and
you have these bombs.
The only reason that Al doesn't kill him straight out when he says it is because Al's got X-ray vision and is like, oh shit, there is a thing on your heart. Anybody else would be like, nah, you're bluffing, you're just trying to save your own life, and kill him anyway.
Yeah. And Spawn disposes of it really, really easily with his whatever hell powers. Surely
his necroplasm.
Yeah, surely.
Also, shout out to the special effects guy with the awesome nickname.
Oh, Baron von Splooge.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's the goo guy.
Well, I don't know if I want to know how Baron von Splooge got his nickname.
but yes, it's an awesome nickname.
A digital effects supervisor, a digital effects worker who was, his nickname is Baron von Splooge. I can't remember what his actual name was.
No, but that's awesome.
But Spawn disposes of that really easily, and you gotta assume that,
yeah, how does it work? Is it the bomb on the bus in Speed, where they were like, we can't disarm it because it'll still go off because it'll just stop suddenly?
And
if it's hooked into his heartbeat, the second he lifted it off him,
it should have exploded. Yeah, because I think they even say if the device fails to detect your heartbeat, so removing it from his heart is gonna make it fail to detect its heartbeat.
Yeah.
But surely either Violator or Malbolgia would have known that he'd have powers to do that. It's a very poor plan.
Yeah.
It's a very poor plan.
But it is worth it for the bit at the end where Clown's head is trying to pop itself back upright and it keeps wobbling around the place.
Almost everything I like about this film is to do with the clown. But yeah,
I adore John Leguizamo, and this and Toulouse-Lautrec in Moulin Rouge is why his knees and hips are fucked.
Yeah, but that's
an awkward pose he's in for a lot of it.
He spent most of the time he was on his knees for this as well. But yeah,
it was more of like a hunchy.
That's one of the better looking bits when he's at the end when it's just a head.
It's so funny.
Hey Wanda, how'd you feel about a little head? Just so good.
Oh, I also round of applause for John Leguizamo for eating them mealy worms.
Oh yeah,
he was like, "I'm only doing it once, so you better get it."
And I mean, I'm sure they were safe to eat, but
he did say
not
as well.
Pleasant.
No, he's they are safe to eat. Like mealworms are very high in protein, very nutritious. But he was like, no. But it is right. Fake maggots look the same. They're not wiggling.
But I'm sure there would have been a way they could have made it look like he was not eating it like they do with the worms later on.
Well, I assume they're gummy worms or something. They're because you can crush up Oreo biscuit and that actually looks like soil.
Mm.
So you can disguise
No, but when he's dipping the worms in things and eating them, you can see them wriggling, but then there's an obvious cut before he drops it into his mouth.
Yeah.
But
no, I ain't doing that shit again.
Yeah, fair fucks to him. But I like that. So he's like, anchovies.
I hate
shoves the whole thing in his face. He is, he's easily the best thing about this film, no question.
I adore John Leguizamo. I'll watch him in fucking anything.
Yeah, but
considering I adore, Luigi Mario.
We have a softness for bad films that have this actor in them.
I had to explain who John Leguizamo was, and I ended up having to get to. He's the voice of Sid the Sloth.
These youngins don't know.
But then I was like, can I have a redub of this as Sid the Sloth? Because that would be really funny.
What, Sid the Sloth saying all that horrible shit?
Yeah. With the lisp.
Would make for an interesting movie. Don't know that it would make it any better. But so we've been doing an awful lot of ragging. Let's talk about, apart from Violator, let's talk about things that we did like about it.
I actually really enjoyed the little girl.
She's quite good.
Really, really good.
The little boy's kind of annoying.
Zach,
but
hey, no, I sleep in that dumpster over there. It's like, oh, you poor sweet child.
But no, yeah,
he's in the Crow. Zach is. He thinks
he's in the Crow. Sorry,
very much gives me like the little kid in the Crow. I've forgotten the child's name.
I want to say Ciara.
Yeah.
That
probably, kind of like dirty street child, unfortunate background, you know.
Yeah, hanging out with the supernaturally dead but alive anti-hero.
The anti-hero has a fondness for them.
Yeah.
You know, and protects them.
The little kid I do like, actually, because as well as the fact that she's not a terrible actor, which little kid actors often tend to be, it is the one bit of like a character arc that Spawn has, is having to accept.
Yeah, because he's doing everything for Wanda.
Yeah.
And then at the end they're like, oh, you've got nothing to live for, but what about her? And it's like, yeah, it's not your kid, but still, like, she was, like, nice to you from the start when you looked kind of scary. Like, she's...
Yeah, and then
she's
the
not
second
afraid
time...
of him when he finds her.
And the
she's like, I fell down
time,
and hurt my knee.
Yeah, when she's fallen down and hurt her knee, and he says about, oh, you know, I used to know your mom, and then you see that little hint of acceptance. Yeah. So yeah, I like that.
Well, then he says, you have your mom's eyes.
Yeah, I like that she does add to his acceptance of, well,
and
no,
then his own realization as well of, I've nothing to come back here for, and they belong. They
belong together, and he's seen, like, I do like as well that they don't. There's just that one bit where in the like gala where he kind of accosts Terry and is like, you know, you took my Wanda. He's like, yeah, she was devastated.
Yeah.
And like, we have a kid now. Like, what do you want me to do?
And I married her, dude, and you wouldn't.
That's kind of the end of it. And then, by the end of the film, he's like, okay, yeah, no, this is actually
like, he actually does, like, he loves her and he cares about her deeply. And, like, obviously they have a child together. But, you know, he was like, you know, they belong together more than we ever did. So.
Yeah, and I think, again, if they were to make it now, they'd probably focus a little bit more on that sort of stuff and less of the gun battles and bike chases and stuff.
The bike chase is so bad.
Yeah, it's completely
except when I'm finished with you, you're gonna be a stain.
Again, it's the option for more good Violator stuff.
Yeah. Look, Ma, no hands. Like, he's just having fun driving around, and I think car chase scenes like that, like with the big trucks,
it was a obligatory 90s chase scene.
Yeah, Terminator 2 did it, and it was phenomenal, and everyone else has been chasing that.
Oh yeah, 5 years later they were still trying to do it.
You're never going to get the lorry coming over the bridge. Like, it's never going to be that moment ever again. But having him sitting up on the back then with like the grenade launcher, just going poof, and it's like, who's driving the truck?
Demon powers. I think those... The bits where
I did like the shell thing that the cape makes around the motorbike until he hits the goo, and then it's all like electric crackle out, and then he makes the big pointy thing, and the whole thing blows up, and Violator's just like launched, and he's like, "See you, Wanda's."
That's the best bit about that scene, is Violator getting launched at the end of it. The weird like case thing around the motorbike
with the green eyes in it, I quite liked it, and I was like, if it had been like that the whole time, where it was like this really sleek shell around the bike, you know, it kind of protected it a bit more. Yeah. Instead of it just being a bloke in a really cool top of an outfit, what looked like BGUs, combat boots, on like a shitty scrambler.
It was just, I don't know, it's too 90s for me.
It is very 90s.
The whole thing.
The music though.
The soundtrack
is fucking brilliant.
the metal and techno across together.
Yeah. A bit of Orbital.
Yeah.
Always down for a bit of Orbital.
It was the most popular thing about this film.
Yeah.
It actually was at the time the most popular thing about this film. It went on to sell, I think, certainly was probably more profitable.
And it was like bands you wouldn't think would be on it, like Incubus is on it.
Filter are on it.
Yeah. And it makes it really like fun mashes.
There's Orbital. I have a track, I think, at the start with James Hetfield.
Yeah.
Which is funny because his Trip to Hell reminds me of Kenny.
Oh, you're going to hell! Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's exactly... I think they've animated it to look exactly the same, because the way he falls out of the big hole in the sky. Oh, when they both come down to hell and Spawn misses the platform and just keeps falling.
I don't know if that's supposed to be funny, but that's hilarious.
Just see ya.
Oh, the nut shot's quite funny as well.
Oh,
when
yes.
Priest goes to kick him in the nuts and the codpiece
grabs him. Oh, you know that hurt because it bit her right around the shin bone.
Yeah.
Oh, It's so funny because I know the actress as being Kelly Donovan, the slutty drunk mom from The Vampire Diaries.
Oh, right.
Who's like hits on anything that moves. So it was kind of funny for me because I was like, slutty.
I have an issue with her death as well.
When she gets shot in the head.
Well, yeah, it doesn't look like she gets shot in the head, but more importantly, she says to one of the top trained assassins, like, ever.
Oh, you don't have the guts to shoot me?
You don't have the guts to shoot me? Of course he does. And yeah, his follow-up line of... What is it? His follow-up line is...
Terrible?
I can't even remember what it is, but it's really, really bad.
It's like, showed you. Or something
like
that. It's really weird.
There's not very many good quips in this.
No. Well, not out of any of the other characters.
There's a few attempts at like action quips and very few of them land.
No.
Very few of them land. Well, no, but this was supposed to be things we like. Sorry, we very quickly devolved into bad things.
No, I gotta say, it's really entertaining though. It doesn't drag anywhere. It can be a bit heavy-handed though. Like when you first see Callaghan.
Well, his narration at the start is a bit unexpected.
But there's a lot of narration in the cartoon.
In the cartoon
as well.
And in the comics, yeah. I'd forgotten about it.
He just reads it in a really strange way.
I think he's giving it his best thespian.
Yeah, he is. He's being an actor. But like when he arrives and it's like what the cross, it's like salvation or something, and then he glows green, and you're like, yeah, I didn't.
I forgot he glows as much as he does.
Weird dude in a hat and a fucking duster. Yeah, of course he's got something to do with this. And then when he takes it off and he's got chainmail on, you're like, oh, okay. And he has a big sword hand.
But no, just in terms of the pacing, actually, yeah, it does move along quite clippily. And when we sat down and watched the cartoon afterwards, I did appreciate that. Yeah, it hits an awful lot of the same beats.
Yeah.
Without getting...
You get the flashbacks being told by Clown and him exploring that. And And because I think Clown's there just mocking his pain, it's not dwelling on it. It's not like every single Batman flashback of his parents dying where you're like, I really don't need to see this. You were like, yeah, okay, this is fun. Because of Clown being stupid.
The fact that you don't get the hell thing straight away. He dies, you see him kind of... The implication of going to hell, and then all of a sudden he's awake and burned and can't figure out what's going on. So you're kind of... Well, if you didn't know anything about Spawn, you'd be going through it with him.
Yeah.
And then, it moves through fairly quickly to, like, finding Wanda and getting used to his powers, going after Win, and then realising that Violator is actually probably the bad guy and not Win, and leading into
Win
the finale.
Well, Win is the bad guy, but...
Well, yeah, but... Yeah, no, there's no... Like, in terms of, in that sense, with the pacing and the way the plot runs, there's no real dead weight.
Yeah, there's no dawdling about the place. They really don't jump or, like, dance around the issue.
There's stuff to do with the kid's dad. Even that kind of fits in because that culminates with Spawn being shown that, yeah, look, your vengeance is their pain.
Yeah.
Which helps him in his realization at the end as well of not killing Win because it'll kill the family that his ex-fiancée has created for herself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think there's any real dead weight in it, like in that sense.
Yeah, well, it also reminds me like when he's giving out about like the whole reason he wants to leave is because he was lied to about the targets, that they were innocent.
They were civilian, yeah.
And he's like, I don't mind killing people for money when they're bad people, but these weren't bad people and you lied to me about it.
Yeah, and then...
So he does have like some sort of honour code going on there. Like if you're going to kill for money, you should probably have.
And you see that again.
Line.
You do see that again later on when he's at Wanda's speech and she's talking about the effects of
the chemicals
that were released when he was killed. Yeah. And he has a line.
But that's it. They have the confrontation in the chemical plant and he's like, you can't blow this. Like there's a village not that far away from here. So yeah, he does have a sense of like honour there. He like does understand that there are innocent people and he's taking out people who are thinks he's taking out people who are making the world worse.
Yeah, and
turns out he's working for the biggest bad guy of them all.
Yeah, and that's when that's when he says that line at Wanda's lecture of like, you know, I thought I was one of the good guys.
Yeah.
And as much ragging as I did on the special effects, I do really like the Violator Spawn fight on the rooftop.
Yeah, no, it looks really, really good.
Particularly his transformation from clown into the big monster.
There is something about the way he smashes through that flying buttress.
Yeah.
That's just really awkward and funny. It's like headbutt smash.
It has that vibe of...
drunk person stumbling around the place.
No, I was going to say like old monster movies like Jason and the Argonaut.
Where they just smash
stop motion kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's still obviously like CGI or obviously like a puppet at times.
It's the same colour palette, so it kind of blends in, so it's not as obvious as what it is when they're in hell. Yeah, everything stands out, and there's a lot more. There's only like one or two like light and shadow sources.
Yeah.
On the rooftop, whereas in hell it's lit from like multiple angles. It's really hard to ground them. They look like they're floating because they're not shadowed in properly.
And they're trying to show you wide shots, whereas a lot of the fight on the rooftop is like close-up shots narrow, of Spawn getting slammed against things by a giant violator hand or whatever, the head coming in for a swipe.
Yeah, no, it's not Alien 3 bad, but...
Oh, I don't know. Some of those bits in hell are Alien 3 bad. But that rooftop fight, I still think looks really, really good.
No. And it's the first time you see him as well as his like true form or whatever. And he's weird as shit. And I think that the worms in Men in Black, they're like mini versions of him.
I can see that.
That same kind of weird, fucked up, backward hawk instead of a knee.
I just think if they'd done more of the hell stuff like that, whatever way they did that fight, shot it the same way and constructed it the same way, it would just mean the film would hold up a lot better.
Because I have a lot of the same issues with the cape. The cape doesn't feel like it's actually in the environment.
It's also underused.
It is.
Considering how much they used it in like the promo material and stuff.
Like, it was like all cape. You get one or two really beautiful shots, like even at the end where he's on top of the church. Or the other one where he's having his Batman moment of standing out on something pointy off a building.
Yeah.
Sitting out on a gargoyle.
But there are parts then where the cape doesn't look great as well when he first jumps into the gala and lands.
He doesn't use his chains as much either, except for that time when he's falling out the building and he rips his own pecs off.
He uses the chains more than he uses the capes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they do. They but then again, the more they would have utilised that, the more CG they would have had to use, and the worse it probably would have looked.
But the helmet coming up over his face looks incredible.
That's one of the other bits that looks really, really good is when the helmet comes up, particularly the first time it comes up. That still looks great.
It's very Hellraiser-y because there is one of the... I've forgotten what the...
it reminds me more of the helmets in Stargate. In the Stargate movie, the way they come up and down.
No, it's the band around the head that comes up initially.
Oh, right.
It really reminds me of Hellraiser. There's one guy with it across his eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks great as well.
That looks really, really good, and the helmet itself looks really cool.
I think it was just... They
just didn't have the tech.
Yeah, it's very much a product of its time. People thought, this looks great. And it's like, yeah, it looks better than anything you've been able to do up to this point, but it still doesn't look great.
No.
But I can still get past it all.
Yeah, no, for what it is.
Now, maybe for people who haven't seen it before, like younger viewers, they might not be able to get past it. Yeah, I watched it not long. I don't think I saw it in the cinema, but I would have seen it not long after it came out.
The video games were great fun.
The comics are great. The HBO animated cartoon is that's my kind of definitive Spawn.
Yeah, that gets very confusing because it's also broken down into like 3 movies, but it's a compilation of each season.
Yeah, there is only one animated Spawn really, so like don't get if you get the TV show or if you get the movie, it's basically it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's like Spawn 1, 2 and 3 are the 3 seasons.
Yeah,
but just compiled.
But yeah, so I don't know that like nostalgia colours my enjoyment too much of this. But yeah, if you had never seen it before and are used to all the modern CGI, you might not be able to get past the dodgy CGI.
To be honest, I'm not that pushed on modern CGI because sometimes it can look as janky. And
there are definitely times where it looks as janky or you can't tell what's going on because they use so much
of it, and it'd be big blockbusters. That was always my main complaint about Transformers is you can't actually see the transformation because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
And that's literally the only reason I went to Transformers was to see cars turn into robots and fight each other.
Yeah. So let us see that.
Went. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's obviously a very 90s film.
Oh god. Yeah.
But I was a very 90s person in the 90s, so I enjoyed it.
I do have to say Wanda, the fake out with Wanda where she's got the knife in her and she's like, "You killed me."
She does a great job.
Giving it loads.
But she does a great job of
being clown
as well.
Like when she goes over to Flynn on the floor and it's like, "You should have popped his head I'm going to pop his head like a zit." Yeah.
No, she does a great job there because she doesn't have an awful lot to do throughout the rest of the film. She's just loving wife person. Yeah. But yeah, that bit where clown is being her.
Yeah.
She does a really good job there as well.
It's hilarious and it's just such exaggerated movements and then she's going, "Oh, it feels so good." And then he turns and this ass feels Harry. But the noise when he's turning back into clown of the knife pinging out, I don't know why that amuses me so much.
There's some great like sound edits in that. That's one of them.
Yeah.
The sucker sounds are a bit overused when he's climbing up the building.
The cheerleading sequence with all because you've got like background cheer going on with it.
And the farts.
The farts are kind of gross, but when he's talking about him and Wanda sitting in a tree, Sucking.
Yeah.
And you can just hear that little refrain going on.
Everything about the Violator. I just love him so much. After the fight scene.
He's the star of this.
But after the fight scene, you got violated, girly man.
Yeah, that's like, that shouldn't be that funny.
It's so good. But actually, I will say there's one positive thing.
No, also the way when Al is like, I don't want to see any more of the flashbacks, and he just kind of jumps on him.
Yeah. No, one of the things that I do particularly like about the hell scenes is when he's escaping with Cagliostro and he's like
when he drops the golden instrument.
Yeah, I was like, oh, drop a golden violin on him because it just reminds me of Bender escaping robot hell. So like
without the amusement of the robot devil.
Yes. Now, if they replaced instead of making Spawn sound like Sid the Sloth, if they made Malbolgia sound like the robot devil,
now something.
Now I'm all down for that.
If they just made Hell the robot devil, Hell.
Yeah.
With
or even just had the robot devil. If they just had the robot devil
there. Is that my ass has blisters from the slide?
That's about the only positive thing I could say about the Hell is that they reminded me of one of my favourite Futurama bits. But no, it is. Other than that, the dodgy CGI is what drags it down the most. Yeah. It really is. It is excessively 90s in parts, so the dialogue's a bit not great.
Martin Sheen is very much in his still kind of viewed evil businessman as 1980s Wall Street brokers.
Yeah.
It's the slick back hair and the sharp suit, the three-piece suit, the pinky ring.
Yeah.
Like, he smokes those little cigarillos.
And stubs them out in Scorpion Bowl.
Or on people.
Yes. But no, it's a good bad film, like and John Leguizamo as Clown is just plain good.
Yeah,
like it's definitely worth a watch for people who've seen it before. If you've never seen it before, I don't know how you're gonna find
just
it.
Watch it.
Just watch
anyway.
it. Like give it a shot.
Is, yeah, you gotta go into it going. It's from the 90s.
Yeah, if you know it's very 90s and it's very 90s CG heavy, you'll make it through.
There's a lot of pleather.
There is.
There's a lot of pleather going on.
But no, I like I said earlier, I was happy to watch it both times. Like, it wasn't a slog. And even some of the films that I really love, I do have trouble sometimes sitting there and watching it one day after the next for the sake of taking notes. Even as much as I love them, some films just aren't meant to be watched that quickly in succession. This was like, this is silly fun. I'll happily watch it the next day.
No, it is. John Leguizamo carries this. It wouldn't be...
Oh, yeah.
I really don't think it would be as fun as it was without his performance.
No. He's
the highlight of every
90% of what's good about this film is John Leguizamo. And like the other things that we liked were related to him, like the Violator fight scene and stuff like that. And there is other good to it.
Like, because everybody else, like Martin Sheen is quite over dramatic, but that suits the character. He is a bit of a character of evil henchman.
Yeah.
But balancing it out with Clown, and also there's that great bit where he's like, I like that idea, but he really doesn't look like he's enjoying it.
He uses that like angry pouty face a lot in this film.
The Sheen pout.
The Sheen pout is it a thing?
Yeah.
It definitely is in this film.
It's kind of like the Baldwin pout, you know, the way they all do that weird thing where they kind of duck lip a bit.
It's he's very arch villain in this.
Yeah.
But it's kind of called for as well.
They're all going for Frank Langella's crown.
Well, like no, but if Martin Sheen tried to play Win in the same like
straight,
silly way,
serious.
well, no, but in the same silly way as Violator Clown is played, it wouldn't work. You kind of need him to be that more.
Yeah, because Clown's menacing, but it's okay, it's all just a joke. Bada bing, bada boom. Like, it's that kind of a way with him being, he's top dog in his area, but he still bows down to Clown.
Yeah, and I think if you're going to have two villains, you need them to be distinctive, and at least they are distinctive.
I just love the way Clown shows up and everything, like when your one's lying on the table and he potters over in the waiter's outfit with his little canapes that look like his little face.
Yeah.
There's just some lovely little touches in it like that.
Oh yeah,
and then he leaves after that with like the two ladies he's picked up.
Oh, outside that, yeah. It's definitely entertaining. It's definitely entertaining. Whether you view it as just entertaining or entertaining for a good, bad film way, that's up to you. Sometimes for me, it's both.
Yeah, I gotta be in a certain mood to watch Spawn.
Yeah.
It's like I want to watch something silly and actiony.
Yeah, I'll pop on Spawn. Yeah. But again, there is a specific mood there. But no, it is. It's hella fun. You will have fun watching it, whether you Mystery Science Theater it or just sit down and go, 90s silliness. But I think that about wraps it up for Spawn for this week.
Yeah.
And we will be back next week with our usual undecided film. But in the meantime, if you want, you can head back and listen to some of our previous episodes, or you can check out our other podcast, Mono Rants the Boys, or you can come and chat with us on Twitter at RantsMono, on Instagram at monorants_the_boys, or you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. And we'll chat next week. Bye-bye.